Mary Jane Watson and Gwen Stacy are both important characters in Spider-Man's life. In various storylines, their relationship has ranged from friendship to a romantic rivals for the affections of Peter Parker. But despite being a party girl, MJ always admired Gwen, and for a long time, she kept Gwen's biggest secret in herself from Peter. But he eventually finds that out, and it destroys Peter's life. Welcome to Comicstube YouTube channel. In today's video, we will discuss the biggest secret of Gwen that MJ knew. So if you guys are new here, please subscribe and turn on all the notifications to never miss any future uploads. Please like, comment and share. All the text and images are owned by its respected company. You can support them by purchasing it digitally or from any offline stores. Gwen Stacy was first introduced as a college student at the Empire State University, and she soon appeared as a romantic interest for Peter Parker. Gwen was portrayed as an intelligent, independent, and heartwarming character. But then, in the Since Past storyline, it unveils a shocking revelation regarding Gwen Stacy. So several years have passed since Green Goblin killed Gwen, and after her death, MJ enters into Peter's life. At the beginning of the story, Peter is dealing with various challenges. He is balancing his life as Spider-Man, his career and his relationship. However, his world is about to be shaken when he encounters two mysterious individuals, Sarah and Gabriel. Sarah and Gabriel, two seemingly superpowered twins who are introduced with an intense vendetta against Spider-Man. So one day, Peter received an old letter of Gwen where she mentioned about something terrible that has happened to her. Peter gets worried. He talks with MJ and he doesn't know what Gwen was talking about. So he visits Gwen's grave and tells her she could have talked with him about the danger. Whatever it was, he would have taken care of it. He would have done anything for her because he always loved her. But right at the time, two mysterious individuals appear out of nowhere and begin to brutalize Peter. They fought for an hour, and as Peter realizes, without his webbing, the situation is getting bad, he dodges their attack and escapes the graveyard by hopping onto a truck. Peter arrives into his house. He is worried about what is going on, and in the morning, when Peter and MJ arrive to grab their breakfast, Peter sees a letter, and as he opens it up, he sees two pictures of MJ and Aunt May with two unknown persons and a note that mentions they can kill them whenever they want. So to clear his mind, Spidey goes outside, and while swinging through the city, he gets an unknown call, and it informs him they have his aunt and he has only 10 minutes left to save her. So Peter rushes through the town and quickly arrives into that location. But there he sees it is a doll with a tied up bomb. Spidey tries his best to escape the room, but the bomb gets exploded and it critically injures Peter. But before he can realize the danger, those two individuals, Gabriel and Sarah, appear in front of Peter and they begin to hit him from all the sides. Gabriel almost kills Peter, and as he is about to make his final blow, Sarah stops him as they need Spider-Man for their next plan. They are going to ruin his life and then kill him, and they leave Spidey unconscious in that place. So after some time, Peter regains his consciousness and he meets with Detective Leonard with the letter of Gwen. So after analyzing the letter and investigating the matter, the detective informs Peter Gwen went to Europe because she was pregnant and gave birth to her kids, Gabriel and Sarah. The confused Peter then heads home and hides the letter. MJ silently watches him and pretends to be asleep. So Peter wakes her up and pretends he is fine. But seeing Peter's face, MJ gets worried as it looks like he was crying. So Peter tells her there is no need to worry about him. He was just tired. And as Peter leaves the room, MJ then checks the closet where Peter hid the letter. MJ knows Peter is always trying to protect her from the harm, but there is something she has been protecting him from. So to get the details, Peter goes to Gwen's grave to collect a DNA sample, and after collecting that, he then goes to genetic lab to test it out. But right at the time, he is interfered by Sarah, Gwen's daughter, who puts a gun at Spidey's head. But before she can pull the trigger, the DNA analysis finishes up and Sarah quickly fires. But Spidey manages to get in close, disable her and removes her mask. But as he does that, Peter gets shocked as she has the face of Gwen Stacy. But before he can realize anything, Sarah escapes the building by blasting a window. And as she leaves, Spidey checks out the DNA result and it's a match. So Peter returns home and he finds MJ with the letter. She tells him she has read it and she knows who they are. Peter tries to explain that they are not his kids, but MJ stops him and says she knows it wasn't Peter because she already knows who the real father of Gwen's kids are. So MJ reveals to Peter she knows who the father is and she has kept it secret all these years. And hearing this, Peter becomes upset at MJ for hiding this secret. But MJ breaks into tears and explains she hid it because she promised Gwen not to tell anything about this. Gwen was scared, so she gave her word to Gwen. So before she went to Europe, Gwen visited Norman for some reason and she found him in an emotional mess. But then something happened between the two. A kind of magnetism attracted Gwen to Norman, and before she knows, the things happened between them, and the next she knows, she is pregnant. And due to genetic modifications, the child were born prematurely but fully grown. So Gwen comes back to USA to tell Peter about this matter. But when she gets back, she finds Harry is addicted into drugs and she ends up nursing him with MJ. And to tell Harry's condition, Gwen then goes into Norman's room and she argues with him and refuses to give him the kids and tries to blackmail Norman into helping Harry to treat him. Otherwise, she will reveal the whole thing between them in front of the public. But Norman angrily tells her those kids are belong to him. Harry is useless, not a fit son, not an Osborn, and with these kids, he can start fresh. But before leaving, Gwen reminds Norman she will never let him near her kids. He has destroyed Harry's life, and she will not allow that to do the same with her kids. She will raise them with Peter. He will be their father, not Osborn. And outside the room, MJ listened the entire conversation. So Gwen sees her and begs her to keep it secret. And right at the time, Peter arrives on the scene, and as they leave, MJ goes back in and slaps Norman for what he did to Gwen. So hearing the truth, it drives Peter mad, as it all makes sense now why Goblin picked Gwen as a target and killed her. But later, in the recent Spider-Man comics, it reveals that both Gabriel and Sarah are not Norman's kids. He never had an intense relationship with Gwen, and those two kids were a clone created by the devil Mephisto. Several versions of the twins were created, but due to cellular degeneration, they all died. But the latest models were perfected, so they were sent out into the world to confront Peter and make him suffer. And it was Mephisto who messed up with Norman's mind and made him believe that he had kids with Gwen Stacy, and Norman was the one who sold out Harry's soul to the demon in order to become the Green Goblin. So which part you like the most? Please share them on the comment section down below. And please like this video and do subscribe, as this will motivate me to make more contents. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.